We're looking at the pictures here of King Charles talking to that's Caitlin Collins, the long brown hair. She's a very famous news anchor here, works for CNN. And the gentleman that she's talking to, do either of you know who that is, Niall? The tall gentleman there laughing?
I'm recognizing Martha from Fox News, who's a huge
Martha
monarchist.
McCallum, yes.
Martha McCallum in the pink as well from Fox News. There's a lot of media figures there today from actually all sides of the political spectrum, we understand, except TV News now and you.
Yes.
So I do wonder how many other of the right-wing think tanks like yourself, the Heritage Foundation, I wonder how many of them weren't invited today. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I think that these kinds of invitation lists are very political, and they're decided in Downing Street or the Foreign Office, and so prominent critics of dear leader Keir Starmer are not at the top of the invitation list. So that's the reality of these things, and so those who are seen to have the sharpest pens with regard to the state of Keir Starmer's sinking premiership tend to be the last on these kinds of invitations.
So much for unity. So much for unity.
But let's not make any sort of mistake whatsoever. The people at CNN would not hesitate to call the British royal family racist and try to manipulate the history of this royal family. So look at them all drooling. There's Wolf Blitzer in the background.
Very, very well said.
Drooling over this family. But when Harry and Meghan sat on Oprah Winfrey and made those ridiculous claims, CNN was 24/7 race baiting.
Yeah, that's a really excellent point. There's massive hypocrisy, it has to be said, from some of the more liberal elements of the American media.
Yeah, let me bring in Adam Brooks because
GB News are reporting that there's a lot of media figures present at an event for King Charles' state visit, and King Charles is meeting media personalities on all sides of political spectrum, except GB News and Nile Gardiner. Brian, I don't know what about you, but I sensed, some kind of jealousy from them. What do you think?
First of all, Winnie, how are you?
I am doing
You're
amazing.
doing fine. You should say hi first. How are you?
I am doing
How are
good.
you?
Thank you.
You're
Thank
doing
you,
fine?
Brian. Yes.
You're doing okay?
Yes.
Our
What
viewers
about
also,
you?
I hope you're doing okay as well at home. So please kindly subscribe first of all, and share our videos and subscribe and help us, of course, grow. Please kindly subscribe before you go anywhere else, please.
Yes.
So you've asked me a good question, and I believe that I've been discussing this topic about jealousy that we've been seeing from the UK media time and time again. And it's true that indeed Nile Gardiner, Kinsey Schofield, those on GB News feel jealous when they see other foreign, American, media Australian, outlets, any other media outlet that's not a British tabloid that they see next to Charles or Camilla or even Harry&Meghan, they get very, very jealous.
Angry.
And I feel like you're getting a taste of the behavior of the UK media and how the jealousy, normally is. Now, Charles, of course, is meeting, those in the media because he wants some good PR, some good press, right?
Yeah, true.
This is the kind of how the royal family behave. That's how Charles, William, Camilla, Kate behave, whereby they meet up with, of course, the media because they want some good press, and they're doing it because they want to carry favor with the people that they're meeting, who are, of course, prominent media personalities in America, hoping that they write good things about his state visit. So it's about PR. That's what Charles, of course, is looking for, and that's why he's meeting, American media, reporters, and it's making those in the UK media extremely, very, very jealous. They're like, no, they're mine, they're ours, they're our royal family, they belong to us. Even you've seen the same behavior.
Yeah.
when Harry and Meghan went to Australia, you saw how UK media, Daily Mail, got angry when they saw even an Australian reporter getting close to Harry and Meghan, like what happened with Paul Dosley. You know, when they saw him next to Harry and Meghan, they complained. So similarly, you're seeing the same thing, whereby UK media believe that this royal family are theirs, they belong to them, and it's only they should have fast access. Before anybody else gets access, and if they don't get that, they get upset. But also it's false, because GB News, we've seen some reporters on GB News at the White House, we've seen Cameron Walker, we've seen Beverly Turner, all those liars who lie about Harry and Meghan, I've seen them on, at the White House, so GB News is there, but Nile Gardiner, of course, isn't there. Yeah, thankfully.
Yes, Nile Gardiner, complains not being invited to this event, saying the Foreign Office decides who's there and that the critics of the government aren't invited. What do you think about that?
What can I say? What can I say about that? First of all, I feel like also it will be upsetting to many, even to me personally, if I saw someone like Nile Gardiner who's trying to get Harry deported from the US and back to the UK because they can't stand seeing Harry living his life freely in America. It will be upsetting to me even to see him even around Charles, around Camilla. I feel like it's betrayal. Just think about this, for example. If you're Prince Harry, you're at home with your wife and kids, maybe even you turn on your TV screen and you see Charles hanging out with people who say the most negative things about your wife, about your son, about your daughter, about you yourself, will you feel happy?
No.
If you saw Charles standing next to someone who's trying to get you deported, will you be happy?
No.
Or you won't be happy. So now Gardiner even, honestly, shouldn't even be there, because he's someone who's been used also as a proxy by the media and by the establishment to try and get Harry kicked out of the US and back to the UK because they can't stand seeing Harry living freely, being able to travel wherever he wants to travel, being able to go wherever he wants to go to. Yet Harry should have the right and freedom of movement to go wherever he wants to go. Yeah.
All right. We have another interesting question. Kinsey, thank you for the correction.
Kinsey Schofield.
Yes. Complaints after seeing CNN reporters present during the visit, greeting King Charles and Camilla. And they say they won't hesitate to call the royal family racist. What do you think, Brian?
First of all, who doubts in this world that there is racism within the royal family? There is racism within the royal family. They think that hidden. It's not hidden. They don't hide it. They don't pretend. Everybody knows in their hearts that there is racism in the royal family. Look at how Meghan has been treated. Look at how Archie has been treated. Look at how Lilibet has been treated. If that isn't racism, I don't know what is. So basically, when someone says that there is racism in the royal family, that person should not be attacked or castigated or mocked or rebuked, because they're simply speaking the truth.
They're speaking the truth, yes.
And the truth shall set you free. So, I love that Harry and Meghan are living by telling the truth, because the truth is what sets you free. The truth is the right thing to always say. Say the truth, speak the truth. Even if it upsets some people, always, never, ever stop speaking the truth, because the truth is very, very important. Winnie. And honestly, I feel upset because of what Kinsey is saying here, because first of all, it is not something which is of course offensive by saying that there is racism in the royal family. What should happen is that those who've been racist to Meghan and Archie and Lilibet should apologize and treat them well. That should be the response, not oh Meghan, you spoke about racism, in the Oprah interview. No. There is racism within the royal family, and the media should speak about it. CNN should speak about it. Everybody should speak about it. That way we can condemn it and ensure that, of course, it doesn't happen again. That Meghan, Archie, Lilibet are not subjected to the kind of treatment we've seen them being put through by the Farm and UK media.
And one thing, you've mentioned something about the Oprah interview. We're going to still speak about that. But still, the CNN when they spoke about it, it is their obligation. That's the work of the media.
You
That
to
is-
report,
Exactly.
not act as psychopaths like we see in Scofield and GB News,
Yeah.
whereby they get upset when they see other reporters next to the royal family,
Yeah.
yet they're just doing their jobs.
They're just doing their
They're
jobs.
just doing their jobs.
Yeah, and they did their jobs so well.
Which is to report. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
But to them, it's like, with the royal family, if this is the rule basically with them, like they give you access, you give them good press. And when they see other media outlets reporting the uncomfortable truth about the royal family, about the racism that exists within the royal family, what happens? You are told, oh, you know what, you can't have access to them if that's what you're reporting. That's basically how things are between the royal family, in the UK and the UK media, whereby you tend to get cut off if you say things that the royal family doesn't like to hear you saying. So that's why it's awkward for Kinsey Scofield when she sees, reputable reporters next to the royal family, and they report fairly without fear or favor. It's something which, of course, she doesn't understand the meaning of reporting without fear or favor, reporting without fear or favor. It's something that Kinsey Scofield doesn't understand.
Yeah.
That's why she feels, awkward when she sees that, reporters who reported about the racism in the royal family, getting Charles. She's like, why is that happening? Why is that happening? Why is that happening? Why is that happening? Because they know that if they, UK media, step out of line, they get cut off. And that is one of the biggest fears that they have, from the royal family, getting cut off.
Yeah, something interesting that she also said, Kinsey also claims American reporters are drooling over the royal family mentions CNN Wolf Blitzer. Do you see him really drooling over the royal family?
Of course not. I saw him, even they say themselves, admitting themselves. He admitted that he's in the background.
Yeah.
He just had, of course, an event whereby it's a meet and greet between the royal family and, of course, the American press.
Yeah,
right? Whereby they'll be giving their time with the royal family because the royal family wants good press.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
So basically, I don't see them drooling over the royal family. They're greeting and shaking hands with, of course, the king.
The king, yeah.
They are not like the tabloids in Britain who exactly drool over William and Charles. Whereby a kid can wave for one time in 6 months, and they'll be, oh, she waved. And then she disappears for 6 months. Totally okay.
Yeah.
Totally. That's too much what she's done. You can mean they have no issue with that.
Yeah.
So American reporters are different,
Totally.
are different. Most of them are indeed ethical, except those, of course, who have seen kind of, in a way, working for Fox News. I'm not saying all of them.
All of them. We have a small percentage.
A percentage of them, yeah. But mostly Murdoch press are the ones who normally, engage in, what I would say personally, unethical behavior. And thankfully, we have, reporters who report without fear or favor, who are biased, who have integrity.
Yeah.
And you'll find that in American media outlets, but sadly, you won't find that mostly in a majority of the UK tabloid press.
Yeah, so we had said that you had mentioned a bit of the Oprah interview, and we're just going to ask a question around that. So Kinsey also mentions Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview, where they spoke about racism that Meghan experienced and accused CNN. Can you imagine? Accused CNN of reporting on Harry and Meghan's experience. Was it wrong to do so?
Of course not. It's not wrong to report on racism in the royal family. I think I've already answered this question by, basically by saying that, with UK media, they have this toxic relationship with the royal family, whereby if you report something that the royal family don't like, they cut you off.
Yeah.
Right? So they're saying that American reporters aren't like them, whereby they can report negatively about Charles, William, about racism within the royal family, and then of course they get their meet and greet with the royal family. Because let's be clear about one thing: Charles and Camilla want for this state visit to go well.
To go well, of course.
UK media, the PR arm of the royal family, wish for this state visit to go well.
Yeah.
So, and no wonder they're meeting up with, of course, American reporters, meet and greet, hoping that they are like kind of UK media, whereby if you meet them, give them access, shake a couple of hands, they'll give you good press. That's what they're hoping for. But I believe that American reporters, when they see something wrong, they'll call it out.
They call it out.
They are not like UK tabloids. They're not like Kinsey Schofield, who honestly calls herself a reporter, but I never see her on any red carpets. I never see her anywhere, hosting like a celebrity function. I see her nowhere.
Yeah.
But in speaking to GB News on Talk TV, which honestly I wouldn't say speak the truth.
Yeah.
So no wonder she's so unfamiliar with with how American media always report, because it's a different standard in the UK media, which of course the standards are very, very low for the UK media. So the truth must be spoken, Winnie.
Yeah.
And you never ever be ashamed to tell the truth, no
truth.
matter what, even if you upset some people.
Yeah.
Tell the truth, because the truth is the right thing to do.
The right thing
and
to
I
do.
love that Prince Harry and Meghan live by telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's what even makes them even more and more special as a couple, as human beings, because they speak the truth.
Yeah.
And it's also quite interesting that in the middle of this state visit, all they can think of is Harry&Meghan, Harry&Meghan,
Yeah,
while
true.
ignoring even William and Charles, surely, and
Exactly.
Camilla. They're focusing on Harry&Meghan. That shows you how unpopular Charles and Camilla are, and how Harry&Meghan will forever be the most popular roles in the world, whereby even if they're not seen, every single day, they're spoken about, talked about every single day, non-stop. Yeah.
Yes, and I love the fact that they have stood by their truth. And we have come to the end of our joint segment. So thank you so much, Brian, for also being part of this journey. Before we end, please subscribe and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Brian, what do you have to say as we end?
Please subscribe and continue supporting this wonderful community. And I'm happy that all of you are here. And we say thank you so much for all of you. May God bless you all. Thank you. And
bye-bye.
Subscribe first of all. Don't leave without subscribing. Please don't leave without subscribing. Please, I beg you. If you haven't, please do so. Thank you, and of course, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.